Oh Lord, pull up in that '04, pedal to the metal, says she wanna hit the flow more.
So, the NFL draft is Thursday in Kansas City, and the Atlanta Falcons have the number 8 pick overall. Let's talk about what they cannot do with that number 8 pick, all right? They cannot draft Magilla Gorilla, Google, or any of the remaining members of the Beatles. I mean, who's left? Is it Paul and George or Paul and Ringo? I get confused. But no cheeseburger. All right, no drafting a cheeseburger, Atlanta Falcons. I say all this because, the Falcons historically, and certainly the last couple of years with this new regime, that's not so much a new regime anymore, they have a tendency to do goofy things when they have a high draft pick. Like this coming Thursday, Kansas City with the number 8 pick overall. We'll talk about that. But anyway, first, subscribe to Atlanta Sports Unlimited for the greatest coverage of Atlanta sports teams right here on this YouTube channel. We're sponsored by Prize Picks. Put that promotion code ASU as in Atlanta Sports Unlimited. Win big time, choosing 2 to 5 players, various sports, and you will not regret it. Also, the book, The Real Hank Aaron. You can get it from me at this site, www.therealhankaaron, and I will autograph it for you for $25. If you just want the book, $20. All right. Let's go back over some recent times. Like I said, the current Falcons regime, as far as general manager, head coach, and all that kind of stuff, they've been there for 2 years. And let's go backwards. Let's see what they've done. Last year, they had the number 8 pick overall, and they get a wide receiver. Okay, we'll give them that because the Falcons needed a whole lot of stuff. I would have preferred an offensive lineman since they've been just awful there for like the last 5 years. But anyway, I'll give them a wide receiver. But they didn't get the definitive wide receiver. I mean, they ended up getting Drake London, who was okay, but he's more like a tight end than a wide receiver. He's still kind of rough around the edges near the end. He was fine. But here's the problem with that. You know what they passed on? Yeah, they passed on Chris Olave. Okay, Chris Olave is a guy that went to the New Orleans Saints, and all he did was a guy that had this speed. He was this elite speed. Drake London, not so much, or not at all. This elite speed, and he ended up with the New Orleans Saints leading all rookies in yards overall and yards per route and the fewest drops. I mean, he goes to the Saints at number 11. And the guy that went number 10, and again, the Falcons picked number 8, and they got the wide receiver who was more like a tight end, Drake London. But and right now they don't have a speed receiver. Okay, anyway. So, but they also passed last year. Not just Olave. They also passed on Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson goes to the Jets. I mean, Garrett Wilson was like the number 10 pick overall by the New York Jets. And all Garrett Wilson did last year was win National Football League Offensive Rookie of the Year, Player of the Year award. We don't even have to talk more about that. But anyway, they blew it. Year before that, the first year of this regime, number 4 pick overall, they badly needed a franchise quarterback. Guess what? They still badly need a franchise quarterback. Yeah, whether Desmond Ritter's that guy or not, we don't know because they didn't play him until like the last 4 games of the season. That's still up in the air. But anyway, 2 years ago, number 4, right there, they could have gotten Justin Fields, who's a franchise quarterback, by the way, from Kennesaw, Georgia, but they passed on him. They get a tight end instead. Cal Pitts, how's that working out? Yeah, I know you said, well, he made the Pro Bowl his rookie year. Started petering off at the end of that season. And last year, I mean, didn't do much because he was injured all the time. I mean, so in other words, what they need to do with that 8th pick overall this year, okay? They need a whole lot of stuff. I mean, and offensively, no, concentrate on that defense. You can't get enough defensive guys. I know they picked up guys at free agency, but no, they need some more defensive studs. Now, I will give them this. If they want to go offense, there's only one position they can go, all right? Good friend of mine is a legendary NFL player personnel guy. Yeah, his suggestion is they need to go after that big old offensive tackle for Ohio State, Paris Johnson, 6'6", 315 pounds. And I know they signed that right side of the infield, the offensive line, I should say, the Falcons have for long terms. But they can't get enough talented guys because they don't have a lot of talented guys. Look, I can give them that. Paris Johnson, I mean, they could plug him in at tackle, and he could be there for the next dozen years, maybe longer, probably longer. But my pick, I've said it before and I say it again, Nolan Smith. Get Nolan Smith and Nolan Ryan for that matter. But get Nolan Smith. I mean, this guy, tremendous linebacker for the University of Georgia. Now, you know, the guy can rush the quarterback. He's got charisma. He's smart. He's got all those type of things, which means that on Thursday, the Falcons will not draft Paris Johnson. The Falcons will not draft Nolan Smith. Let's just hope that they will not draft a potted plant.
This is my falsetto, wicked potion with the slow pour. This is my addiction, make me wanna go for more. Pale